news comes first. ABC 17 News 2014 Year in Review starts now.
It's been an incredible year for ABC 17 News, and tonight we're taking a look back at stories right here in mid-Missouri that have defined 2014. Thanks for joining us. I'm Marissa Holloway.
I'm Joey Parker. ABC 17 News consistently works to uncover, discover, and alert you to stories that matter most. The stories you'll only see on ABC 17 News. First, let's take a look at the biggest news and sports moments in Columbia over the past year. In January, a report about the alleged rape and suicide of a Mizzou swimmer shook the entire university and city of Columbia. For months, we followed the story as MU leaders worked to investigate the claims and make major changes to be compliant with Title IX standards and provide resources for sexual assault victims.
The next month, the city laid to rest Columbia Fire Lieutenant Bruce Britt, who was killed in a walkway collapse at a university-owned apartment complex. That prompted the university to tear down the apartments and make changes to its building inspection protocol.
In April, another shakeup at Mizzou, this time in the world of sports. The university and city of Columbia welcomed back Kim Anderson as the new head coach for the men's basketball team. ABC 17 News even dug up playing schedules and pressed the board of curators to bring you all the details ahead of the official announcement.
Over the summer, we followed the trials of two men accused in separate Columbia murders. We were there as Nicholas Thomas got life in prison for shooting and killing Travion Marshall the year before. We were also in court as Damiante Cheatham learned he'll go to prison for the next 40 years for his role in the shooting death of Anthony Unger.
And just last month, ABC 17 News was the only station to bring you live coverage as Boone County authorities announced a major drug bust, detailing the arrest of 22 people and their takedown of major key players in a ring of drugs, guns, and prostitutes.
And since the beginning of December, numerous Columbia businesses have been targeted by robbers. We were the only station on scene of every armed robbery, pressing police for answers as they investigate this latest string of crime.
In Jefferson City, we've been on the scene of more breaking news than any other station.
We don't just show you a map. We've made it actually our mission to take you there live and show you what's happening in the capital city more than any other station. ABC 17's Daniel Wynn takes a look back at a big year in Jefferson City.
Well, we've had a lot of firsts in Jefferson City this past year. We were the first on the scene of breaking news in Russellville when authorities busted a major drug operation. The first to tell you about problems at the Department of Social Services when hundreds of people were caught in the red tape waiting for help. And when the local bridal shop was going out of business, we were the first to take customers' concerns to the shop and the only station to uncover the shop owner's tens of thousands of dollars in unpaid bills. Time and time again, ABC 17 News has listened to you and responded to your concerns more than ever in 2014.
Jefferson City started 2014 with hopes of a grand conference center in the capital city, but it soon came to a screeching halt. We were the first to tell you the city council didn't have the votes to approve a developer. Nearly 40 years in the making, and the city ends another year without the conference center. In a story we've been following for several years now, bullying in Jefferson City schools became an issue again this year. Teachers told the school board they were being attacked in their own rooms and were scared at work. The school board launched an investigation that we're still waiting to hear from. The superintendent and high school principal have both since resigned. Politics in the capital city was never more exciting than in 2014. Longtime councilwoman Carrie Turgeon lost her seat to relatively unknown Glenn Costales, and we were there live. And once again, another first, Mayor Eric Strumpf announcing he would not seek re-election. We were the only station to talk to him minutes after the announcement. And continuing our firsts, we were the only station to talk to Carrie Turgeon just days ago when she announced she was getting back into politics and running for mayor. 2014 was a big year for our viewers. We received more news tips than ever before, and we gratefully responded by breaking some of Mid-Missouri's biggest stories. When Victoria's Bridal started to close up shop, we took customers' concerns to the shop and uncovered tens of thousands of dollars in unpaid bills. We were the only station to tell you when a lunch lady in Camden County was accused of milking more than $100,000 out of student accounts. When neighbors at the new St. Mary's were concerned about a lack of lighting, we were there, the only ones to make their voices heard. And once again, we were the only station to tell you when the black community wanted to stop Lincoln University from changing the name of Lafayette Street to University Avenue. A day after our story aired, the university withdrew its name change petition.
And these are just a few of the stories we brought you over the past year. Many of these will be continuing to follow into 2015.
In 2014, our ABC 17 Storm Track weather team worked hard to bring you the most complete and accurate weather coverage.
ABC 17 Storm Track Chief Meteorologist Sharon Ray takes a look back at the year's biggest weather events.
2014 included many memorable weather events, including a bitterly cold start to the year and an active severe storm season. Here are some of the highlights from the past year.
We had a snowy start to 2014 with 2 inches of snow which fell New Year's night. Significant snow came in on the 4th and 5th of January, dumping anywhere from 3 inches to a foot of snow in mid-Missouri. And another snowstorm hit February 4th, producing 3 to 9 inches of snow. For the winter as a whole, we ended up with 18 inches of snow in Columbia, which is right at our 30-year average. And it was bitterly cold in January and February, and that put the winter of 2014 as the 10th coldest since records began in 1890. We had a glimpse of spring, which came in March 11th as temperatures soared to near 80 degrees and then dropped 40 degrees in 7 hours, bringing strong winds and heavy rain. And the severe storm season kicked off on the 27th of March as storms with large hail and damaging winds moved through. April started off with severe storms on the 3rd, bringing a brief tornado touchdown near Ridge Fountain in Osage County. Warm weather arrived in May, bringing severe storms. Just after 7 p.m. on May 10th, a tornado touched down near Marshall and tracked through Saline County to near Slater, downing trees and power lines and damaging outbuildings. Summer of 2014 came in with average summer temperatures and a mild July. Rainfall dropped off a bit in July and August, but the lack of extreme heat kept drought at bay and crops stayed healthy, leading to a good harvest in the fall. The fall months were soggy, with heavy rain in September and October, with 16 inches of rain for the 2-month period. October started with severe storms, bringing damaging winds which downed power lines and trees. And then the comfortable fall weather came to an end as we moved into November. Our first Arctic blast hit on November 12th, keeping our temperatures in the 20s and 30s for a week straight, along with a ½ an inch of snow on the 16th.
Thanks, Sharon. In this last month of the year, December has brought mid-Missouri a lot of ups and downs, temperature, persistent cloud cover, and light snow.
And in 2015, our ABC 17 Storm Track weather team will continue to work to keep you safe and informed. A town just a little more than 100 miles away gained national attention after the shooting of a black teenager, and ABC 17 News was there every step of the way.
Still ahead, we're taking a look back at the months of unrest in Ferguson that took the spotlight in 2014.
Shop Ashley Furniture Home Store's 3-day sale. Buy one, get one 50% off store-wide. Buy this sofa and get one item half off, like this queen bed, only $2.99. 50% off deals end Sunday. Only at Ashley Furniture Home Store. Your home starts here.
Everybody knows us. We come in, we get our regular order.
The wait staff is good. It's family friendly.
We had fun.
They'll customize my order and take out the stuff that I'm allergic to.
I just like coming here with this lady.
Have a margarita, have chicken salsa. It's a great place to bring your friends.
And my son seems to like it too. He actually likes the queso dip in particular.
The margaritas. Margaritas are good.
Margaritas are good, but I love my pina colada.
Take out the old and bring in new style, comfort, and savings during Missouri Furniture's last great sale of the year. Take 30% off every other item store-wide, or on well-qualified purchases, pay no interest financing until 2019. On FlexSteel, Hooker, England, Best, Klausner, Ashley, and the iComfort Sleep System by Serta. 30% off every other item, or pay no interest until 2019. Going on now at all 6 locations of Missouri Furniture and bedding too. We love special orders.
Shop Ashley Furniture Home Store's 3-day sale. Buy one, get one 50% off store-wide. Buy this sofa and get one item half off. Like this queen bed, only $2.99. 50% off deals end Sunday. Only at Ashley Furniture Home Store. Your home starts here.
A town of 21,000 people in Missouri became the center of the country and some of the world's attention. Just the name of the town elicits so much emotion. Ferguson, where police officer Darren Wilson shot and killed 18-year-old Michael Brown.
The shooting in a town where the majority of the police force is white, nearly 2/3 of the town is black, put race and police front and center in the nation's conversations. ABC 17's Lucas Geisler made several trips to the area this year and gives us a look back on all we discovered.
Ferguson is a place. It's not far, just 116 miles away. It takes a little less than 2 hours to get there. We made the drive to St. Louis County more than a dozen times since the afternoon Officer Wilson shot and killed Michael Brown. We documented protests, police, and pain. A Saturday afternoon near the end of summer.
A shooting in Ferguson, Missouri has tensions running high between residents and police in North St. Louis County. Police say an officer from the Ferguson Police Department was involved in a shooting at an apartment complex that left one man dead.
He shot again, and once my friend felt that shot, he turned around and he put his hands in the air, and he started to get down, but the officer still approached with his weapon drawn, and he fired several more shots.
We watched nearly every day as protesters marched through the streets demanding answers for Brown's death. We watched nearly every night as the same people let the day's tension erupt in plumes of smoke with police officers.
And they began shooting without warning. They began shooting into the crowd with women, children, and all the peaceful, innocent protesters who were here exercising our constitutional rights.
For months, the two faces of Michael Brown and Darren Wilson stared back at us as the investigation went on, as we watched a community and family grieve.
We are not going to get anywhere without having some kind of dialogue and communication amongst people.
Did we see a grieving family amplified by hundreds of millions of people across the world? Did we watch the justice system at work and a police officer do what he needed to do to protect his life?
They determined that no probable cause exists to file any charge against Officer Wilson.
Many will draw their own truths from the images. Maybe that's the lesson, that we have to accept the differences in how we feel and perceive things, and the need to look someone else in the eye and talk about those differences. Ferguson is a place. It's not a town the media invented to show protests or stir arguments about race or policing. What we found in Ferguson is people. People to meet, businesses to shop at. The town may become an anecdote for us here in a year's time, but the people, well, they'll still be there.
Lucas, thank you. And while we look back, we've covered several developments with the state's Ferguson Commission and what the state lawmakers may do because of it.
We'll continue to lead the way in coverage in both St. Louis County and in Jefferson City. It is a controversial subject, putting guns in the hands of school faculty and staff to protect students. But schools here in Missouri are doing just that.
Up next, we'll show you how ABC 17 News went inside the training that's happening in the state and how it's working for one school district.
Go Tigers! New Year's Day at noon on ABC 17 KMIC.
As we tell our kids, achieving any worthwhile goal requires determination and commitment. The same is true for parents who want to plan for their child's higher education. I'm Clint Zweifel, Missouri State Treasurer and a fellow Missouri parent. With most, Missouri's 529 College Savings Plan, higher education is attainable. Find out more about most today.
Every season brings a time for change. We've changed our look. Let the talent and inspiration of the staff at Green Meadows Hair Company and Spa freshen or change your look this season. Be refreshed, revitalized, rejuvenated, renewed. Let us help you reinvent yourself. Green Meadows Hair Company and Spa. Experience the difference.
You're watching ABC 17 News at noon in high definition on KMIZ, where the news comes first.
For the safety, structure, and appearance of your trees.
If you got a tree with the people to see, Hanchess Tree Service.
ABC 17 News closed captioning is sponsored by Missouri Cancer Associates, Mid-Missouri's premier cancer treatment center.
This year, ABC 17 News took you inside a new type of training more Missouri teachers are going through.
In 2014, school districts across the country turned to putting guns in the classroom to protect children. It's a law that's also here in Missouri. ABC 17's Christy Reeder traveled to the southern part of our state to take us inside the intense training teachers have to go through to carry weapons in schools and how this effort is working for one school district.
School shootings continue to scare parents across the country. Recently, 3 teens died in Washington state after a school shooting in which the teen gunman also killed himself. And who can forget this tragedy? We're coming up on the 2-year anniversary of the Sandy Hook shooting in which 20 children and 6 adults were killed. These acts of violence continue to spark a lot of debate on how to keep children safe, and some Missouri schools are now taking things into their own hands.
Get in this gunfight. Get in this gunfight. Good hit.
On a fall Missouri morning in West Plains, tucked into a hillside in the south central part of the state, a training session is underway on saving children's lives. A loudspeaker blares the sound of children screaming. And an instructor stands alongside, putting on the pressure.
The longer it takes you, the more people die.
We try to induce stress on them. It's not just stand on the line and shoot.
On the ground, on the ground.
Instead of textbooks and pencils, these teachers are surrounded by shell casings during this training session. Here at Shield Solutions, one of the drills they go through is trying to avoid the innocent victims, but taking down the intruder.
We try to do everything we can to create an environment that they may be in.
Greg Martin is the CEO of Shield Solutions, specializing in business and school security. A couple years back, Fairview School in West Plains asked him to come up with a program to arm some staff members.
Large motivator was Sandy Hook.
Aaron Saito is a school administrator at Fairview, a kindergarten through 8th grade school there in West Plains.
That door's down here.
He tells me the plan to arm some staff came from the board and concerns about the school being in a rural area. How far are you from law enforcement?
We're probably only 3 or 4 miles, but they estimate, that if they were sitting in their cars, it'd probably be 8 to 10 minutes at best case to get out here.
And with no school resource officer, those minutes are precious. Under current state law, school boards have the authority to allow the carrying of concealed weapons on school grounds. And that's the route this school took. Working with Martin at Shield Solutions, they came up with a plan to arm some staff.
I've got 5 trainers, and we sat down and we just we kept tweaking it. Oh, we need to put this in. We need to put, combat stress courses in there.
And it's now the plan Martin uses for the roughly 12 districts he works with in the state, including Climax Springs and Camden County, right here in mid-Missouri. The trainees become dual employees of the school district and Shield Solutions, which covers them with liability insurance. Before training starts, there's a criminal background check, a mental assessment, and drug test. Next, participants go through a 40-hour training course in which instructors start with the basics, teaching them how to hold a weapon. They then work up to those stress combat courses we showed you. Drug tests are done periodically, and mental assessments are done yearly.
We've had mental assessments where the counselor said, I cannot recommend this person. And we've had to do drug testing and had to pull people.
Training continues 4 times in the first year and then 3 times a year after that. As you've seen throughout our story, we've masked the identities of those participating, something they feel is key.
This program is compared to an air marshal program.
The idea that any moment there could very likely be someone armed and charged with security. At Fairview School there in West Plains, they won't even reveal how many members of its staff carry this role. While the standards may be high and the training tough, is this too much for teachers?
And I understand that. A teacher goes, they didn't become a teacher to become a gunfighter. They became a teacher because they love kids.
There are people that, just think that's crazy, yes, that we feel comfortable with this. But, I mean, it works for us.
Christy Ramshire is a Fairview parent, and Saito says most parents feel like her, happy with the program. But he says in the beginning there were a few sit-downs with some parents. The program has been in place now since the spring of 2013, and so far the team has not been deployed, but they are ready.
It's well known that this school has armed people that are trained well and are here and ready to protect the children.
What you saw is just one route schools can take to arm staff. There's also a new law in Missouri that allows districts to set up school protection officers, but I found out so far no one's taking that route. We're going to look at that tomorrow.
And the next night, Christy Reeder showed us that more school districts go through the school board to arm teachers, and she showed us the potential problems that may create because the government can't keep a thorough track of which schools are allowing staff to carry guns.
In fact, we were there earlier this month as Columbia's school board passed a measure to let its security director and assistant security director carry guns on school property. In 2015, we will be following these changes and what kind of impact it'll have on the district.
Customers across the state were being ripped off by a business right here in Columbia, and ABC 17 News uncovered it.
Up next, to look back at how ABC 17 News tracked down the owner to hold him responsible for his actions.
When severe weather is the news, we're all over it.
Stay in your safe location if you're in the warned area.
We're already seeing the damages of these storms.
ABC 17 News and Storm Track Weather, where the news and your safety come first. Socket is ABC 17's exclusive provider of local telephone service. With Socket, now you have a choice. Call Socket at 1-800-SOCKET-3.
CenturyLink is bringing up to 1 gig internet to your city. Speed available in select areas only. And now, ask how to get a $300 CenturyLink Visa prepaid card when you bundle Prism TV with super fast internet, home phone, and auto pay. Get our best value, the Prism Preferred package, with up to 290 channels, Showtime, Stars, and more HD channels than cable, all included. And save even more when you bundle with internet up to 40 meg and home phone. Speed available in select areas only. And if you call now to sign up for Prism TV, you get free HD and DVR for 1 year. Plus, be sure to ask about our wireless set-top box. With it, you can put your TV virtually anywhere. Will cable let you do that? Think again. So call 855-838-6999 to bundle. Plus, ask how to get a $300 CenturyLink Visa prepaid card. Don't wait. Call 855-838-6999 and make the switch today.
Every day offers another opportunity to pursue your dream. Instead of running past it, find the time to make a plan and then go get it. American Family Insurance will help you protect it. Visit amfam.com to find an agent and get a quote.
In an ABC 17 News special report, you got the latest tech gadget for the holidays now. What do you do with your outdated tablet, phone, or computer? We're showing you why and how you should recycle. Tonight at 9 on Fox 22, KQFX, and at 10 on ABC 17, KMIC.
Back in October, ABC 17's Jillian Fertig uncovered a party bus rental scam in Columbia that left brides stranded on their wedding day. Many customers reached out to ABC 17 News when they couldn't get a hold of anyone with Columbia Party Bus Company. And we listened.
Jillian was actually the first to track down the owner of the company, Ben Bradley, to get some answers, and what she found was a history of problems. This was her story.
Katie Bowler and Patty Ludy are two friends who began planning their weddings earlier this year. They were both set to marry on the same day, October 11th. Both brides wanted to rent party buses for their big day, so they turned to Columbia Party Bus. Bowler says she booked with the company in July.
I asked about different options for different party buses. Well, they got closer. I sent an email to Columbia Party Bus to try to confirm that they were still planning to come, and I never heard anything. So I just kind of had an unsure feeling. I had no idea if he was going to come or not.
When the big day arrived, Bowler said that unsure feeling became a reality.
On the wedding day, he was supposed to be there at 2 o'clock. Never showed up.
Bowler says she was heartbroken.
I was very upset. You know, everyone had told me, you got to get a party bus. It's the best part about the wedding is having that moment with all of your wedding party, just you guys to yourself to drive around and do your pictures. So that was, I mean, that's what I was looking forward to. And when he didn't show up, I felt bad for the wedding party. We were kind of like stranded, not knowing what we were going to do because I had a big wedding party, and I just cried.
After her wedding day, Bowler says she called and emailed the company and its owner numerous times to try to get an explanation and a refund, but had no luck.
I just want even an apology, even you know, this is what's going on. I'm sorry for your inconvenience. I'm sorry for your day, the biggest day of your life, and not being there, not coming through.
And her friend Patty Ludi has a very similar story, as she also hired Columbia Party Bus.
We booked it and we paid our full amount, which was $450, and he took the payment out of the bank that very next day. He never showed up. We tried to call the number that he gave us, never returned our phone call. He kept saying that it wasn't available, the number didn't connect or something.
Ludi says they had to make last-minute changes to get the wedding party where they needed to go. I tried contacting Ben Bradley myself over the course of 2 days to try to get some answers for the brides.
Hello, you've reached Columbia Party Bus.
But my calls were never returned. So I tracked down his address and paid him a visit.
Hello. I'm looking for a Ben Bradley. Does he live here?
Yeah. Hey, Ben Bradley.
Hi, I'm with ABC 17. I had a couple questions for you. Concerning some people that say you owe them money.
Bradley agreed to talk with me, but only at his attorney's office. So that's where we went.
If we're going to talk about this on the news, we're going to lay out all the facts. We've been quiet. We've been doing what we're supposed to do.
I asked him about Katie and Patty, and he tells me he has been in contact with both of them.
We're taking care of these people. We're sending them certified funds. We're sending them cashier's checks. Or apologizing. I'm offering everything I can.
But the two brides tell me they haven't heard from him and can't get a hold of him. I did some digging on Ben Bradley and found he is charged with 2 felonies, passing bad checks for amounts over $500. He was in court Wednesday morning for a hearing on one of those charges. But he tells me the charges were brought on him because of a business relationship gone sour and that he is innocent.
We are the victim here. It's not us. A lot of stuff being said about us that is just not fact.
He also says his employees are to blame for the buses never showing up and the customers not receiving refunds.
We never had these problems when I was just running the party bus on my own. We didn't have a history of this.
I asked Bradley if the company was still up and running and where the buses are right now.
We had the buses burnt down, and that we're remedying right now. The buses are being fixed.
Maybe not. I found the buses on this tow lot. A source told me they were repossessed by the bank, but Bradley's lender will not confirm that. As far as those who are waiting on refunds, Bradley says they should get their money by this week.
And if any of them didn't, you can bring them with you, and I'll have cash for them at that point. And I'd pay them live on the air.
Now, this story led to an investigation by the Missouri Attorney General's office, which is still ongoing. We did some digging, and we found his other business, the Whiskey Wild Saloon, closed its doors as well.
Employees there say they never received their checks, and this is a story we'll continue to follow in 2015.
Thank you for joining us as we look back on the defining stories of 2014.
In 2015, ABC 17 News will continue to uncover, discover, and alert you to stories that matter the most, and we hope you'll join us along the way.